on this that you experienced in finance?
It's called meeting order. First on the docket, monthly financial report, investments, etc. Mike, you might wanna guide us through it a little bit.
Sure. The general fund, I'll direct your attention to that. We, right now have just over $38,500 in checking, and nothing invested with that. And we are going to be, hopefully getting an income tax payment, I think maybe this week. We got local use. We got that in the mail on Wednesday, so I'm hoping we didn't get it today, the income tax, maybe tomorrow or on Monday, and coming to us there would be $38,200. The second sheet that I have there for you, that's got a list of the anticipation warrants that were drawn and what we have paid, what we have outstanding. So far, we have paid off one of the general fund anticipation warrants. We have two outstanding, a total of $250,000. And for the IMRF, we've paid off a couple of those. And we do have one left at $300,000. So our anticipation warrants need to be paid, although I am a little short to pay those, unfortunately. I don't really have enough property tax distribution left there. Below that, you'll see what I have left to distribute to both the general fund and IMRF. We had to make a part payment to general fund to help with payroll, not just last payroll, but the payroll before. And then that's what we do have owed for us for income tax and local use tax from the state, and then the general fund balance. The third sheet is a summary of what we have with interfund loans, and the general fund still owes liability a total of $800,000. That's $300,000 from fiscal year 11 and $500,000 from fiscal year 10. General fund owes self-insured $140,000 and liability at $25,000. So general fund owes a total of $825,000 just to liability insurance alone. I think a tack on this would be to pay these back once we get paid for the nursing home and hospital. Just on how we want to do that, I don't know, but in talking with Phyllis today, I think if we could get together, maybe a special finance meeting, or at least the chairman of the finance committee, chairman of the board, to get something hammered out that way and get a strategic plan on that, and then bring it back to the full board or the full finance committee, however it's going to work out, to bring that up for approval and discussion.
I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
There's a new kid on the block.
Right, I understand, right.
The two anticipation ones that we have, what they pertain to that are paid off?
What did they what now, I'm sorry?
What did we get these anticipation ones for?
Okay, we put it in the general fund to make general obligations, namely paying bills and making payroll.
Gotcha.
Does anybody have any questions or anything? Any more
Well,
questions?
Ted's going through and he's going to get a loan at the bank for him.
Right, yeah.
What's the advantage of having an anticipation warrant opposed to going out and getting a?
Well, I think the line of credit is much better. We probably should have done that instead of anticipation warrant. One thing, you got anticipation warrant comes due.
Right.
And it has to be paid, where a line of credit,
Right.
you can use that as needed.
Okay.
And pay it back, if you have any to pay back, you can pay back as it's needed. The terms of the loan, I will say, for bank oriented are very good.
Yeah, 2.5%.
Yeah, and then we just have to pay the interest back in 1 year, on principal, according to the terms, so.
Any other questions or comments?
I've got one other item too. We do have the loan for the transport van for the sheriff's department. And I got an amount coming due on that of $2,860.67. And I didn't look, I'll be frank with you, I didn't look at the budget that closely. Was there anything out of the sheriff's line items to take that out of? Or did we have a contingency line we could perhaps take it out of?
They had a squad car that they took all the money out of. I mean, there's nothing there.
What was the amount, Ron?
$2,860.67.
Can they take that out of prisoner transportation, Mike?
Well, that's what we did before, that's what we did last year.
I think that'd be the appropriate place to take it out of. Cause they've got appropriated $25,980 for prisoner transportation.
That is what it's used for.
Yeah.
Obviously.
726,110 is all always tells us, she always goes by the codes.
Right, yeah.
So does that payment come from the sheriff's department to make that?
Well, we would just, it would come out of the general fund, I just need basically a code to take it out of. I can go ahead and do-
Okay, so as long as you have that code, then it gets taken out of that
I could just,
category.
I could go ahead and do the claim on it, but I don't need to know right this instant, but it would be nice to know by the 15th of January anyway, on what to do.
I think that'd be an appropriate place, don't you, Bill?
I do too, I mean, that's,
Who has the code? I mean, this.
Well, we've got them too. I mean,
They're right here,
on
they're
the-
printed on there.
It's just, that's just a line item code,
Right.
I just need to know where to take it out of,
Yeah.
to pay it. I don't know if that'd been discussed during the budget
I don't
time,
believe it was.
No.
times or not. I did talk to Paula a little bit, she
George,
didn't
you think you're
say much about it, so.
law enforcement, what are you thinking now?
Makes perfect sense to me.
When's the next law enforcement meeting? Not till
Well,
like,
just had one last night. So,
Be a month away.
is there a contingent line? Phyllis?
I don't see it. Under sheriff and that.
No, it's up towards the end, under other. There's nothing in there.
Okay.
Public safety, merit commission,
But that is anything, I don't think they put money in there for years and we've used it different times, so.
Right.
It's really whatever you, where you want that to come from.
I'd say it comes out of the prisoner transportation.
Makes the most sense, we can keep track of it better.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Do we need a motion for that or anything?
Oh, I don't know if you need a motion, if you want to reco it for the county board, the next meeting to vote on it. Okay.
I think if you had a motion, might solve some problems.
Yeah, I go all that, yeah.
Well, I'll make the motion to take the payment for the prisoner transportation van out of, what did I call that?
Transportation.
Prisoner transportation, I'm trying to look, see what line it is, it's 76. Yeah, prisoner transportation, code 726110.
We got a motion, for a second?
second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So we'll bring that up in front of the full board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Hospital financials, we've got those in our packet. There's no questions or comments.
statement, Genesis.
Operation.
Operates it, and so they just give us, just tell us how they're operating it.
Yeah.
We don't really have any say.
What they're spending money on,
Yeah.
and we do have
We have two
two
representatives.
on the board, right?
Actually, we just have one, but,
One. So we're supposed to have.
well, we did, but it's gonna be ending soon,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
Brian's the
Brian.
representative, and I
Yeah.
sat in at the meeting.
Well, what do you think?
Well,
Everything up to par, or?
I mean, they intend the transfer, what, it was in February, they're saying now, so, yeah.
February first, were they thinking about January, or,
What's that?
well, did we anticipate?
Well, originally it was gonna be before the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's supposed
that's
to
what,
be.
yeah, they thought it was gonna be a lot earlier, but there's an audit going on right now, so, it's probably not gonna be till the end of February 31st before the transfer, so.
We will.
Okay, nursing home financials.
Pretty much the same thing as the hospital. Tom, you got any comments on that, or you wanna abstain from speaking much?
Just leave it out there, Tom. Right, right.
Do we know when nursing home?
Same time.
Same
Yeah,
time?
I'm
Okay.
Questions, comments? Move on to the public health.
They, evidently didn't have a public health meeting this month, so this is all you'll be getting from them. They only did, the audit, which they pay, sign claims, and they don't talk about anything in particular.
Now, is Dan Schroeder the head of that, or who's the chair of that?
Oh, I'm on
Brian is.
that, but they didn't have their regular meeting that evening, they had it during 11 AM, so.
Oh, yeah.